If you had a way to automate some aspects of your dividend investing to save time while still retaining control, would you do it? Hey guys, I'm Jasper, a financial market analyst working with Trading 212 to help improve your financial education. I think we all know that a lot of what we do every day is being automated. In fact, automation is one of the more popular investing trends with lots of interest in areas like robotics and self-driving cars. Where all this automation takes us is another question.
The worst.
Hey, drink the pot. Here, take the cup. Hey, take the cup. Ah!
But in the meantime, I think we can all agree it adds a lot of convenience to our lives. Why automate your investing? If automation can benefit us in our everyday lives, why not use it to try to help manage our money and investing? I've found that automated investing gives me a real peace of mind and just helps me stick to my financial plans and stay on track to achieve my goals. By the way, this is not exactly a breaking news alert. I'm sure many of you have heard about automation in investing or are doing it in some form already. Automated investing has already become hugely popular, and for two obvious reasons. It saves time and it works. I'm firmly of the belief that everybody should be investing in some form or another, but that doesn't mean it's easy.
This is so hard!
If I could pick the three most common obstacles that hold people back from more successful investing, it's knowing what to invest in, staying diversified, and being consistent investing over time. Automated investing solves these three issues and a few more. There are multiple different approaches to automating investing. You can get a lot of help from banking and budgeting apps, for example. Today, I'm concentrating on two of the automation features on the Trading 212 app. That's Pies and AutoInvest. Both of these solve real problems. They automate the, let's be frank, more difficult and more boring aspects of investing, areas that I know I personally have tended to neglect before automating it. So by now, I'm sure you're hungry to know, what are Trading 212 Pies? Pies on the Trading 212 platform are one of the easiest ways I've come across to design and grow a properly diversified portfolio for the long term. It's pretty obvious why they're called pies when you see one of them. They look like a pie. The portfolio is the whole pie, and each different investment, be it a stock or an ETF, is a slice of the pie. You can almost think of them as DIY ETFs. There are two ways to create a pie. Either you choose the slices by picking the stocks you like personally, or you choose one of the pies created by other investors in the Trading 212 community. If I pull up the Trading 212 app, I can tap the pie icon, and then I tap pies. Here it will list all your pies, whether you made them yourself or you copied one. So option one, if you press the plus button, you can select the stocks and or ETFs that you want to be a part of your pie. You can choose from lists of stocks, ETFs, or watch lists. For our purposes, we'd probably start with the dividend list under stocks. I can choose these first few at random, but of course, you'd want to put more consideration behind your selection. When you're happy with your selection, continue by selecting the arrow button. At this point in the process, you can see a preview of what your pie will look like. The default is to equally weight each stock you've selected within the pie. By adjusting the sliders on each stock, you'll be able to adjust the weight up and down. And it shows under the main pie on the right the total tally of all your weightings, so you want this to add up to 100%. Actually, the next button won't even be tappable until the portfolio is adjusted to 100%. On the next page, this is where our AutoInvest comes into play. I will delve more into AutoInvest separately in just a minute, so at this point I'll just choose manually, which means you invest into this pie using the funds already in your investing account. The last thing that you need to do is pick a name and an icon if you want to differentiate this pie from the others you will create. Then you can create pie. Now let's go back to our pies page again, and this time choose option 2, copying a pie. If I tap open a pie library, the next page gives a visual summary of the various pies that have been created in order of popularity and handily categorized along the top. Again, for our purposes, we'd probably start with the dividends category. Before you choose a pie to copy, you can see how many people have also invested in it, what Trading 212 calls pie copiers, and read through their comments and feedback, and of course review what's in the pie, as well as the description of it written by the investor who made it. Then when you're ready, tap copy pie, tap next, and in this case, you can have the option to move the weightings, but in most cases, you'd probably go with what's been suggested. And then we're back to the same step, choose how to invest. So before I talk about AutoInvest, let's just finish up with pies. Let's turn the page back to the obstacles that stop investors from investing and how automation could help. Copying pies offers a solution, not the only solution, but in my opinion, a pretty handy one for deciding what to invest in. So let's tick that box. Visualizing your individual investments as slices within a bigger pie that is your portfolio, in my opinion, encourages diversification. You can see what you own, and if you like, you can group the different types of investments you've made, i.e. what makes your portfolio diversified, into pies. So let's tick the staying diversified box. Anything that encourages diversification, in my eyes, is probably a good thing. Diversification is so important for investing because it means you're spreading the risk of each individual investment into a group of investments. Okay, so let's discuss it. What is AutoInvest? You can use the AutoInvest feature to automatically make regular deposits to your pie. Trading 212's AutoInvest feature is a real game changer because it doesn't just automatically deposit money into your account, like if you set up a standing order with your bank. You can make contributions directly into your pies. The algorithm will split your deposit into the correct amounts depending on the allocation of your pie, and the result is that AutoInvest will buy the shares you have in your pies at regular intervals and automatically. So it's automation, but the power is still with you. You can customize your deposit schedule to suit your earnings. For example, March always seems to be an expensive month for me financially because all my car payments come together. I have to pay my car insurance, road tax, and MOT. So I just scheduled my AutoInvest to skip my deposit that month. And if I want, I can always send a deposit later manually to make up for the lost month. The AutoInvest feature goes hand in hand with pies. Let's go back to where I last left the app. If this time I select AutoInvest, the next page is really fascinating and kind of inspiring, to be honest. The app gives you a value projection of what your pie could be worth in the future. Unfortunately, the app doesn't have a crystal ball, so we don't know exactly what the value will be in the future, but the projection is based on some assumptions. It's worth tapping the eye icon next to the value projection to understand better how it's calculated. So once you're happy with how much you'll be investing automatically each month, you select Next and go ahead and fund pie. Word of caution, I think it's worthwhile stopping at this point just to say I haven't introduced you to a digital magic money tree that you just need to copy some pies, switch on AutoInvest, and voila, this time next year we'll all be millionaires.
This time next year, we'll be millionaires.
There is always risk when investing. Even with the most diversified, well-engineered pie, you should still not invest more than you can afford to lose. You still need to take responsibility for your investments, even if you are leaving the calculations and the complex balancing to the Trading 212 platform. So far, I've talked about automating the initial deposit into the pies and then automating the reoccurring deposits. The final thing we can automate is the rebalancing of our portfolio. If a stock is performing well, that's a good thing, of course, but it throws off the balance of your portfolio. This is because the portfolio becomes too reliant on the success of one company. And if something bad were to happen, the portfolio will be overexposed to the failure of that company too. A portfolio should ideally be designed with weightings in mind. If you ever watch financial TV shows, you'll hear people talking about how they are overweight a certain stock or sector or geographic region. To keep the balance of your portfolio, i.e. the weighting of the investments, the same, it's necessary to every so often rebalance it by buying and selling the shares back to their original weightings. As you can imagine, if you're new or have experience if you've been investing for a while, doing the calculations yourself for how much of each stock you should buy and sell, then paying a commission on each transaction made rebalancing a painful process. But by having commission-free trading, fractional shares, and by using algorithms to automate this process with the AutoInvest, the whole thing simply becomes a matter of tapping a button in the app. To keep the level of overweight and underweight investments in check, you can use the rebalance feature on the app. If you navigate to your pie, you'll find the rebalance button. By using this tool, the Trading 212 algorithm will redistribute the winnings of your overweight stocks back into your portfolio until they hit their target weight. So before I wrap things up for this video, I think it's worth mentioning that you can set goals for each one of your pies. To set these goals for your pies, you will need to head into your pies overview screen, scroll down to your goals section and tap the edit button. Use the slider that appears on the screen to adjust the value of your goal. This is the value that you envision for your pie. Setting value goals is a great way to stay motivated and remind yourself what you're doing the investing for. To track your goal, all you need to do is look at the progress bar at the bottom of the overview screen. All right, well, this was my version of how to automate your dividend investing via the Trading 212 app, but this is just my thoughts. How do you use algorithms to make your life easier? Please share your thoughts in a comment, and if you like this video, please make sure to smash the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so that you see more videos like these as soon as they're released. Thank you very much for watching, and happy investing.